thank you for joining me today. I'm going to be sharing a card using the Jar of Flowers bundle from Stampin' Up. I'm also going to be using watercolor pencils today for just a soft addition of color without having to really watercolor. For our card base on this card, we're going to use Smoky Slate. Thought I would keep all of my colors fairly light and muted. So I'm going to be using a little bit of Smoky Slate ink to make a subtle background. To create my background on this card, I'm going to use this set, So Sentimental, and I'm going to use this little confetti here. Later we'll be using this sentiment as well. Okay, I'm going to put random stamps around the edges. The rest of the card will be covered up, but this will give a little interest around the sides. I'm just turning it in different directions, getting different parts of the stamp to show in different areas. It just takes a minute. Sometimes you just maybe can't decide on a piece of background paper, don't have any designer paper that looks quite right. It's a good way to just add a little interest. So next I'm going to bring in Flirty Flamingo cardstock and then Very Vanilla. Those are our two colors we're going to work with. And the stamp set here is called Jar of Flowers. So you have all these different options of 4 different floral bouquets you can put either in the jar here, or you can do it in a little glass. This is a reversible stamp, which means you can take the same image and turn it over and you can get the solid image to color it in. That works really nicely if you use this to put water here inside your jar. I'm not going to be doing that because I'm going to use the shaker card, make it into a shaker card. Okay, we're going to use our jar, turn it upside down. I'm going to take a piece of Very Vanilla, and I just want to center side to side, and I'm going to go ahead and push it all the way down, and holding it upside down lets me get my alignment right. Okay, I'm going to punch that out. So there's a jar we can use on another project, and the stamped image would look nice in that. So I've got this piece here, and that's going to fit nicely on my Flirty Flamingo like that. Okay, so let's do a little bit of stamping. So I'm going to bring back my Smoky Slate. I'm going to keep it nice and soft, and I'm using the larger, I guess the roses here, so the more sideways image on this one. I'm going to stamp that in my Smoky Slate. Let me just take it off of there. Okay, right about there. Nice. Okay, and while this ink is still out, I'm going to grab that small sentiment, the For You, and we're going to put that right down in the bottom. Right here. Okay, looks nice. So now to color these in, I'm going to be using our watercolor pencils and a blender pen. Nothing fancy about this at all, really basic coloring. I'm just trying to get soft wash of color on here. Really not fancy in the least. So I'm going to just draw, basically kind of scribble on the flowers. I'll just do a little bit and then I will come back to you after I've done it off camera. I'm going to grab our blender pen. You get 2 ends. They are the same. They have a little bit of like a blending fluid in it. I usually just keep a paper towel nearby so I can make sure it's clean. And then just kind of move around in a little circle. It's just smoothing out the colored pencil that we just put down. I'm not doing shading, I'm not doing anything fancy at all. then just rub it to make it clean. And you can do the same with your leaves. Actually, because these leaves have a defined vein in it, I'm going to take the darker green and just kind of draw on the lines before I blend it. Just for a little bit of extra interest. And blend away. Simple as that. No fancy artwork here. Okay, so I'll continue doing that and I'll come back to you in a minute. Okay, just finishing up these last little ones. Put a little purple on there. And there we go. Quick. Okay, so now we've got that colored, we've got our sentiment, and the next little bit is the little shaker dome. So this is called the mason jar shaker domes. So I'm going to grab one of those out. And as you can imagine, it fits perfectly in the punch. Okay, so this is going to go on the card here. And I just want to get my stems in there before I put this down, because they will show, even though I have sequins in there, you'll still see the stems. So let me get my stem stamp. Just right here. I'm going to put that in Smoky Slate again. Keeping it simple, just one color of ink so far. And I'm gonna put that right there. There we go. Got our stems. Okay, next I wanted to put some twine around my jar. I'm using the linen thread, and I'm doing it before I put the jar, before I attach it. So grab my linen thread. There you are. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and double it. Oops. Being uncoordinated. There we go. And I'm going to peel the sticky back here. Just enough so I can tie my bow. Okay, had a little mishap there. The video cut out, but I backtracked a little here so we can catch up. I had this already all down and I pulled it off so I can show you that it's really very easy to put the shaker card on. So let's just pretend this was this Flirty Flamingo piece with the stems. You just put your sequins right on top, just kind of bundle them up on top of the stems because you know that's going to be covered up. This has sticky along the edge, so I'm going to just peel that off all the way around. I'm not going to do it on this one. Okay, and then just set it down right over it, and so that'll stick. Nope, don't do it that way. Okay, so then pretend this was the piece. Kind of working backwards here. So we've got the back removed. You've got your sequins there, and you'll just set it down on top so it's completely aligned. And that's going to adhere your jar exactly where you want it. Okay, so let's pretend that had just happened. And we're here. Then this can come on and off because I haven't really sealed it down yet. I've got dimensionals on the back. I'm going to just line that back up so my border is nice all the way around. and push that down. So hopefully that made sense with the piece missing from the video. And I'm leaving this one with just a knot instead of a bow. Just kind of fray the ends a little there. A little rustic looking. So there's that one. There's the first one. And again, I thank you for joining me today. If there's any products that you saw here that you would like to purchase, they're all available on my online store, which is here at susiek.stampinup.net. This is my June 2020 host code. If you use that code when placing an order on my store, you will get a free gift from me at the end of the month. I hope you'll also visit my Facebook page and my blog, which is susiecal.com, where I like to share sunshine and smiles with hand-stamped cards. Till next time, take care.